guys, this is Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Green Lantern New Guardians Issue 1 Annual. So this is a bigger issue. A lot of things should happen in it. And it's $5, so a lot of things better happen in this. But before I start talking about this issue, I just want to tell you guys a little update that I have 3 comics I usually do on Comic Uno that I did on Dark Avenger Inc., which are Smallville Season 11 Issue 9, Fantastic Four Issue 3, and I'm trying to think about the other one. Action Comics Issue 16. So those are the 3 comics reviews that I did on Dark Avenger Inc. that I usually do on Comic Uno. So go check those out in the description below. There'll be a link for Dark Avenger Inc. So you can go check out those reviews if you want to. But let's talk about Green Lantern New Guardians Annual Issue 1. There's actually a couple annuals coming out this month, which are it looks like Batman and Robin's actually coming? Yeah, Batman and Robin, which I didn't know was coming out. Batman and Robin, Issue 1 Annual. Green Lantern Corps Annual, which is actually the end of the Rise of the Third Army. So it might be worth picking up. And then Superboy Annual Issue 1. And then, of course, Green Lantern New Guardians. So those are 4 annuals coming out this month. But let's talk about the cover. There's this Green Lantern guy. Who is he? Who knows? And he is attacking Kilowog, and Carol's down. Like, what's happening here? Particularly, I hate the art. I really do. Don't think they look that great. Kilowog looks okay. Carol, her hair looks a little weird. But, yeah, I don't love the art. But the art is a lot worse in this comic, in the interior than the cover. I like the colors, though, if that counts, you know. Not as good as the regular Green Lantern series. That is great art. But with this, I'm not a big fan of it. It reminds me a lot of World's Finest, that type of style of art. So in this issue, we get to see Kyle is dropped off at, you know, the Star Sapphire planet, Zamarians or whatever it's called. Yeah, Zamaron, sorry. He's dropped off to learn how to use love and, you know, learn the Star Sapphire power. So he's pretty much taken away from this issue, and he has nothing to do with this issue. So even though he's the main character of this comic book, Star Sapphire, Carol is actually the main character in this issue. Even though she's kind of like the second main character, I feel. I'm a big big Carol fan actually, so I was happy. Oh, Carol's getting her own like kind of issue, one-shot issue. So, Carol is talking to, you know, her leader of the Star Sapphires, and they say, oh, you have to deal with this situation. So, she has to go to, I don't know the situation, because I'm not, you know, I just started Green Lantern, I would say, about 2 years ago. I was never a big Green Lantern fan, until, like, the movie started, like, I saw the trailer for Green Lantern movie, I'm like, oh, it looks kind of interesting, so I started reading Green Lantern then. So, I just really started with, you know, the Jeff Johns series, maybe around issue like 40 or something. So, just started like 2 years ago for Green Lantern. So I'm not humongous on the past of Green Lantern. So they're talking about some situation that's going on. I'm like, alright, since I'm not, you know, I'm not a humongous Green Lantern fan, then it must be something I don't know about. So they're talking about this situation, and Carol has to deal with it. So Kilowog and, you know, the Blue Lantern, they go and figure out the situation. They meet this other Green Lantern who's like, oh, well, you deal with it. I know some people that can help you. These people that look like bums. And they stab Carol in the back. She is taken to this arena where she is going to fight people. It's kind of like Avengers Arena, Hunger Games type of thing. And they're like, oh, she's strong. Let's put her in this arena and put her on TV for entertainment. And, that's what happens, but this other guy with Kilowog and that Blue Lantern is takes her and makes her escape from this TV show. They go back to the Zamaron's planet, and I guess to pick up Kyle. And that's it. And guess what, in the end? We find out this whole issue was a way to sell their new DC comic, which is Threshold, which I don't think I haven't heard anything about. Issue 1, which comes out next week. So, you know, that made me laugh in the end. You know, you buy a $5 annual. I understand a .1 with Marvel. You got that Morbius issue. A lot of people were upset about that. There's like, oh, it's about Morbius. I want Peter Parker. A lot of people were upset about that. I didn't mind. I thought it was an interesting story. It's like, all right, they're trying to sell their comic. But that wasn't an annual. This is a $5 annual. $5 annual to sell a comic. And you find out in the end, you're like, they really did this? They wanted people to be interested in this story. That way they could buy this comic that I don't think anyone's interested in. They put Carol in a Hunger Games type of thing for no reason. I was upset. I didn't like it. I really didn't. Thing with Green Lantern News Guardians, I was expecting this annual to, alright, I didn't expect it to be great, but, because Green Lantern New Guardians is okay, you know, I'm just really picking up because I'm a big Carol fan, and I've been liking Kyle a lot, and I've been kind of interested in the story, you know, the issues haven't been perfect, but I semi was enjoying it, you know, so that's why I've been picking up. I've been enjoying the characters more than what's really going on in the story, and I've been enjoying the Kyle getting all his rings and stuff, so, again, not the best series, but been semi-enjoying it. So, I was expecting this to be like, oh, Carol's gonna teach Kyle the, you know, her power and, you know, how he could control love. And I'm like, this is gonna be a great issue. It'll just be a longer length issue of what we've been getting. But no, they go to this, a lot of it was just all mixed up. It's like they jump to this little, they're showing who these guys are, which I don't think they're really popular in the DC universe. They're just people to get things to point A to point B, but they backstab Carol, that way Carol could go on some show. Really? I mean, I hope I'm not the only one that didn't like this. I felt like, because this is the last issue I actually read, because it was a long issue, and I wanted to read all my other issues first. So it was actually on the bottom of my pile, so I was like, alright, let's see. Hopefully it's good, because I like annuals. I do. I think the Green Lantern annual was great, progressed the Third Army, and I was like, maybe this will progress the Third Army. Probably not, because it doesn't even have Rise of the Third Army on it, but maybe it'll progress Kyle's story. So I was kind of semi-excited for it. But, yeah, I just felt like this dragged on. I wish this wasn't an annual because it was so long and so wordy and so not interesting. Like, I really like Carol. She's like not one of my favorite characters, but she's up there on my list. I really do enjoy seeing her, and I like her in different stories. I do like Carol as a superhero. So I thought I was going to really enjoy it. I mean, proving that I'm a Carol fan. How about the people that are not Carol fans? How about if you're picking up this series just for Kyle? You're going to be super upset at this because they're just trying to sell a comic for this. And, yes, with Green Lantern, the previous annual, it was kind of just trying to sell a comic and stuff. And with Teen Titans annual, it was trying to sell a Ravager. All these annuals are just trying to sell another comic book. But at least those had progression. Alright, I'll ignore Teen Titans. I didn't really like the culling and all that. But with Green Lantern, that had an awesome story. A great annual. Progressed a lot. I think progressed the most in any Green Lantern issue so far with the New 52 was that annual. So, with this issue, I'm like, things are going to progress. You know, that's what we got with the Green Lantern, and that didn't happen. Again, just trying to sell a comic book. So, for $5, no. Like, even, I was actually going to say, if it wasn't $5, if it was $2.99, I probably would have given it a 3. But, I really didn't like the story. When I found, that last page where I found out you had to buy, like, this Threshold, I think it's called. Yeah, Threshold, issue 1, is like when you had to buy a copy of Avengers Arena, and Avengers Arena, which is a copy of Hunger Games. Really? I mean, you're just copying what Marvel's doing and making another comic about it. And, like, when I found out they were trying to, when they showed me that, I lowered my grade a half a star. I was like, I was going to give it a 2. I was, because I was like, alright, I didn't like the story. But when I found out this had to do with another story, I was like, no. So, I'm giving it a 1.5. And one thing I didn't like also was the art. I was able to look over the art. Look at this. Really? It's not really that great. It's, again, reminds me a lot of the World's Finest art. And the best part is this whole page. It's very bulky. The random lines everywhere. Reminds me of John Romita Jr.'s art. Except it doesn't fit this. At least his fits something. It fits Kick-Ass at least. I enjoy his art in Kick-Ass. It's getting a little better, his art. This, I didn't like it at all. That's one complaint I have with New Guardians is the art is not that great. Even the story, you know, it's one of those series that isn't the best, but it's okay, you know, worth picking up if you like the characters. But this annual really disappointed me. I'm hoping issue 16, I think, is up next. does better, because I didn't like this. So I'm sorry I ranted a lot about it, but don't pick it up. Don't waste your money. It really wasn't a good issue. So this is Comic Uno. Hope you guys enjoyed. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the rant situations. And I'll see you guys later.